So, hi, how's it going?
I'm good. I'm
Good,
good.
all right. So I guess we should start with introductions, right?
Yeah.
So
I
I don't know, is it normal for the interviewer to introduce themselves? I feel like I don't need to introduce myself, right? That's weird.
uh you should introduce yourself. I think
Okay,
so.
thank you. I've gotten permission. Hi, I'm Will.
I'll allow it.
Um I play video games and sometimes make them, but I'm not very good at that part. I'm kind of not very good at the playing them either. Honestly, oh jeez. I don't think I do that much that I'm good at. But I'm here to interview someone who's definitely better at playing at least a few video games than I am. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
I am Moose. It's weird saying Moose out loud. Not used to it.
So
Uh
do you go by that alias everywhere?
yeah.
And is that the alias you've always used? Because I've definitely gone through a couple, at least.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the past 10 years.
10 years, damn. Can I get a deep dive on why
uh
moose?
no reason.
No reason. Okay. Cool.
Literally
Cool. Off to a good
Moose
start.
is an animal. I picked a random animal and Moose was it.
Let's go. Okay.
Just gone with it.
So I guess we should start out with how did you get started streaming?
Oh God. All right. I used to watch a lot of Let's Players back in the day.
Sure. That's
Uh,
pretty typical.
do you know of the old school Let's Players and stuff?
Well, depends on how old school.
What
I
are
mean, probably
okay?
the
What
oldest
are
school I watched was PBET.
I don't know what that is.
There you go. I don't know if I'm more old
Not
school
a
or less old
true.
school than you.
I'm not a true Let's Player fan. I guess. Uh, it was around like 2011 or so. Uh,
Sounds about right.
I was watching a lot of Let's Players back in the day, and they went on this website called Twitch.
Ooh.
They ventured on
Ooh.
Twitch,
This is an
and
interesting. I've never heard of this.
they're
What is this
playing
website?
they're playing this game called Mario 64,
Okay.
and they were doing this thing called speedrunning it.
Ooh. Oh, wait. I thought we were
And
watching Let's Plays. All of a sudden, we're speedrunning? Where
they
did this
they
come from?
decided to speedrun it for a bit, and it led me to the category Super Mario 64 on Twitch,
Uh-huh.
which other speedrunners were running. And of course, at the time, 10K viewers, Siglemic, and I was hooked from then.
Yeah, okay.
And then in 2012 was the Siglemic year
Mm-hmm.
that I watched. And I started streaming on December of 2012.
Damn, you've been going at
Yeah.
it for a while.
Yeah, off and on, off and on.
So would you say that Siglimic was your main inspiration to start streaming?
Yeah, and other streamers like Simple Flips.
Mm-hmm.
I used to actually call with him back in the days. Weird how
Nice.
things loop around.
I feel like I'm
Like
the
he's a
only
huge
person
YouTuber
who
now.
speedruns Hobbit who hasn't had an interaction with Simple. I'm left out a little. Uh, but okay. So watch speedrunners, saw, hey, I could do that, and that's what got you into it.
Yeah, yeah. I'd say
And
it's
well,
I'd say
yeah,
it's around
continue.
August of 2012 that I got Mario 64 on Virtual Console on the Wii.
Hmm.
And
Did you not use emulator when you started?
I didn't use emulator.
Wow. Okay.
Uh,
Well, I guess I
actually
don't really know how
did.
standard
I
that
actually did
was,
off and
right?
on. I did off and on.
Okay.
Off and on. I used emulator until I got a good N64 controller. In quotations. Um, it was still a bad one by today's standards,
Sure,
but
sure.
it got me like really into it.
Okay.
But I got my N64 on December or Christmas of 2012.
Hmm.
And
And there
I had a
you go.
super
Oh,
I
I
had a,
mean that's kind of a
yeah.
so was like your first streams done via like like an Elgato? Like did you get a capture card first?
Oh,
Just
I had a Dazzle DVC 100 or
okay.
something like that. I
But
think
it
it's a
was a capture
DVC
card.
100. Yeah.
It's
I
a
used
step
that for
up
years.
from aiming your webcam at like your your monitor.
Yeah.
So at least I guess you started the right way, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So, I mean, how did you just stream speedrunning at that point? You didn't do anything else or delve into any variety content or anything. It was always speedrunning?
Uh Somewhat variety speedrunning when it comes to Super Mario 64 ROM hacks. I used to
Yeah.
speedrun a lot of ROM hacks. Um, I still do play a lot of ROM
Hmm.
hacks. Like the other day, I played a new uh, ROM hack.
Yeah, I saw it. I saw.
Yeah,
So,
it's a
I
really
do
cool
you
one.
didn't when you do that, do you always go into it with the mindset of I want to speedrun this, or this looks like a fun speedrun, or I like the level design in this. I think it could be fun to run, or are you just trying out ROM hacks and then you like to go fast?
I like to go fast. That's
Yeah, okay.
mostly
I feel that.
it. Like
Kind of figured it was
I
leaning
see
towards that.
I like imagine like what sort of movement I can do like within that ROM hack.
Yeah, the world's really your cloister in SM64.
Exactly.
Okay. So, what do you do outside of streaming? And not just like, fucking what do you do after you hit like end stream? I mean like what do you do for work? What do you do for hobbies outside of gaming is preferable cuz I feel like it's kind of a given. Well, I don't know. Maybe it's not a given. Do you really play that many games off stream?
Uh, I practice Mario off stream,
Damn, he's dedicated.
or I practice my current speed game.
Hmm.
Replace Mario with whatever speed game. Uh, I also I don't work. Not
Same.
for now. Uh, let's see. Watch anime.
Oh, yeah. No, I did figure. I did figure with the deaths.
Yeah.
So, okay, I did ask about your alias. Has it always been Moosedesu
No,
or
it hasn't. It hasn't.
okay, recent
Okay.
addition?
Here's the evolution of the Moose
Give me the
username.
full lineage, please.
All right, it started out as Moose and then like four numbers after it. I forgot the numbers.
Classic, dude.
Uh, I went for that for years until like 2016 or 2017 or something when Twitch allowed Japanese
Changing your name.
names.
Oh no, dude! Did you
Japanese
really?
names. Yes.
Oh no!
His I don't even I forgot what it was. I forgot
Mhm.
what it was I changed my name to, but I ended up like in
Um,
like 2018 or something begging Twitch to
yeah,
change it back to
I'm sure that
something
was a
else.
really fun period. I don't even when Twitch originally allowed Japanese characters, I don't even think they started out by showing an English name alongside it, did they?
Yeah. It was only the Japanese
Yeah,
name.
that's what I thought. Yeah.
uh, and then I begged Twitch to bring it back
Yeah, that always
because
goes
it was
well.
too cringe. It's too cringe
Yeah.
because I'm not Japanese. And I don't speak the
I
language.
figured.
I'm just a weeb.
I don't know, it didn't really come across as such watching your streams that you were you were from Japan. Sorry, like my racism show. All right.
And then I changed it to Moosedesu.
Okay. I mean that's, a fair compromise.
Uh,
You don't
To
sound
let
too
people know I'm a
satisfied. Well, you're stuck with it now. It'll
Yeah.
even if you change it, it's immortalized in this very professional interview. All right. So how long before you started streaming did you think about streaming? I imagine that it was pretty immediate since you said you started like watching streams in what 2011. You said.
It was like late 2011 actually.
Late
'Cause I
2011, and
watched
then you
streaming.
started in 2012, so it must
Yeah.
have been like a
Yeah.
snap pick, you know?
Yeah. When Siglimic was doing his 2012 grind, I got the game on Virtual Console on Wii in like mid 2012.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think I even started streaming until December.
Hmm.
Also, a game I wanted to speedrun before Mario 64 was Majora's Mask.
Really?
So imagine if I would have gone that route.
The run, I don't know. I've watched a decent bit of MM. I think the run is pretty sick, but it's really long. Like it's a long run. Especially at the time. Like what must have it been by then? Like 3 or 4 hours? Like it's
No, it was I think it was like 2 hours.
For any percent? All right.
Like just around 2 hours, I think.
So it's better than I remembered it being back then, but
yeah.
But all right. But yeah, pretty quickly after seeing that streaming was a thing, you hopped on.
Yeah.
All right. So now here's a pretty big one, because you've been doing it for a long time. Is streaming something, you know, through all of your experiences doing it, that you would want to do as a career if you had the opportunity to do so?
I don't know. I have no clue about that. That's such a if I could make a lot of money doing it, I'd probably retire in like a year or something.
Damn! Wow. So okay. So fuck. It sounds like you hate streaming. Jesus.
Like if I was like a top streamer, I'd just be done in like a year.
That's kind of surprising. I mean, especially because you've been doing it for as long as you have.
Like Clint Stevens or something. Live the
all right,
life.
so if you wouldn't pick streaming as your ultimate dream job, then what would your ultimate dream job be? Is there something you have passion for outside of streaming?
I want to travel the world.
Damn, well, there you go. This guy, he wants to he's in his retirement age already. He's like, give me a fucking $1 million and I'm out of here, dude. Envious, honestly. Those are goals right there. Is there a particular reason? Like, have you traveled that much growing up?
No, never been outside the U.S.
Okay. I feel like I was kind of born into a luxurious travel situation because my mom worked at the airline, so we got a lot of free flights to places all over the world.
Oh, that's sick.
I don't remember any of it though. I was taken around the world as like a 4-year-old. I was in Switzerland. I have no recollection of it really.
That's depressing.
Yeah, a little sad, but I don't know. I've never really wanted to travel that much. I mean, obviously, like going on vacations is nice, you know, especially if you're in good company. But traveling has never really leapt out as something that I long for, and I'm not sure why. I don't know if it's just like I'm an easily contented person. I can just sit in the same place for the rest of my life. But
if you asked me like a year ago or 2 years ago if streaming would be my dream job, I'd be like, hell yeah, dude.
What?
I was naive.
So what changed then?
I don't know. I've been watching a lot of vlogs, of travel vlogs and stuff recently.
He's got a fucking wanderlust, dude. It started with Siglimic, and then he's moved on to the next passion in his life.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, okay, you kind of answered already how long you've been streaming. So you said off and on though. How
Yeah, off and
long
on,
would you say you actively streamed?
actively streamed. I'd say the most. Okay, I can say the biggest break I took was like 6 months.
Okay, that's not even that long though.
Yeah.
I've
Uh,
taken a break longer than that, and I have not been doing this for as long as you have.
yeah, the stream schedule is usually like once every 2 weeks, like on
Okay.
average, I'd say. Or even once a month, I'd say.
And what leads to that schedule? Is it. Well, I guess I should be asking the opposite question. What leads to the desire to stream every couple of weeks?
I don't know. I just feel like doing runs on stream or something. I don't
Is
do
it
runs off
because. So
stream.
you say you
So, like,
practice and stuff off stream, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So is it just like. Well, do you record when you're off stream?
I do record, but I don't do runs like full game runs like off stream.
So is it
I
just
save that
like,
for the
you
stream.
you got your 2 week practice session, you're like, this is my time to flex. This is where I show what I've
Yeah.
got.
I also post a lot of Twitter clips of like dumb shit I do in Mario.
Okay. Okay.
It
So
sometimes gains traction. It's pretty cool.
so what is the most active you have streamed then? Like, was it always like a once every other week sort of thing, or were there periods of time where you really went into it?
There's like bursts, like really big bursts of like when I stream multiple times a week.
Hmm.
Uh, like the Hobbit burst. I've
Yeah, yeah,
streamed
yeah.
like uh even before the raid. We'll get into that. Uh even before the raid, like I would stream pretty consistently and like PB every day and post that to YouTube. Is hype as
Okay.
fuck.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But then around the time that the raid happened, like my PBs started slowing down. And that's
I
when
mean,
like
it's
my
just what
burnout
happens when
starts
you
to
get
happen.
closer to like the peak of ability, right?
Yeah, and that's when the burnout starts to happen and I want to stream less because like the
Hmm.
attempts are just so boring to watch. No one's going to want to watch this. All right. We'll get into more of that later
Yeah.
in a future question probably.
Yeah,
So,
I've got a bit about that for sure.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah. But
So,
also another like sort of burst in like activity of my stream is
mhm.
like of like when I stream is like tournament times. I like to do a lot of runs during tournaments uh because like I stay gotta stay clean. I
am
gotta
I
not get rusty.
am I like super out of the loop? Are there popular like SM64 tournaments?
Not super popular, but there's
I mean, I
sometimes
wasn't
like
aware
a
it was a thing that was like even somewhat regularly scheduled or anything.
uh 2020 and 2021 and now 2022 are uh they're pretty huge for tournaments now. Like there's one like every couple months that pops
Oh,
up.
wow.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
And I
that's
haven't
yeah,
been
that's
doing it
exciting.
recently. I haven't been doing it recently because like I've been playing the Hobbit
Yeah, I'm
and I
sure that took
also
over for a bit.
yeah. And it's also like super like stressful being in one of those or even multiple. There's a
Oh,
time
trust
where
me.
it's
I
like
know like the tiny and like I mean people can fucking look me up on challenge or whatever the fucking
mhm.
website is. I think I did like 2 Lethal League Blaze tournaments when I like
Oh,
was into the game and got decently
yeah.
good at it. That like was by far the most stressful days of my life whenever I was getting ready for
Yeah.
those. Like
And
I
like
think I think I
the thing
got
about
wiped in the first one, and then the second one I
oh,
won like 2 matches. And I was like, "Oh, dude,
oh
I can't
sick.
do this. This is not my scene." Ugh.
Yeah. The thing about Mario tournaments is that it just drags on in a lot of these tournaments because
How many
like
people join usually?
it can be quite a few people in it and like getting okay, so for reference, there's this tournament I was in.
Hmm.
There's like 32 people who joined. imagine scheduling 32 people to do a 1 hour thing. Two people doing that, scheduling that,
Yeah.
and doing that like a million times, and then actually won that tournament.
Oh damn! Let's go.
Yeah.
You gotta get the hype built up for that drop at the end there. By the way, I'm kind of cracked. Well, nice. So, I mean, how many rounds are they usually? Like, what's the format for them?
Format. Best of 3 for a 16 star is usually the format. Best of 1, like whoever. Okay, in 70 star, it's whoever wins knocks out the other dude.
So it's head to head.
Yeah.
That's kind of
We do a
surprising with that
race.
many people. I'm like, Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
they're like,
Yeah.
like trying their hardest to turn it into a 10-day event.
Yeah, that's what it becomes. Or even
head
longer
to
than
head
that.
is rough.
32 person tournament that lasted like, I don't know, half a year.
Oh, I mean that sounds fun though. I might try it because you know me, you know I like to embarrass myself as much as possible on my own stream. I might give it a shot next time it comes around.
Hell yeah.
Well, so with the usual schedule of like, you know, maybe every couple of weeks you'll go live, do you feel any guilt when you're not streaming? Like, do you feel, even if like you don't get regular viewership, because I don't get regular viewership, right? But even me, when I take a week off, I feel guilty. And I know I'm not letting anybody down, right? Like, I know that there's nobody anxiously awaiting for me to go live, but I still feel guilty. Do you get that at all?
I feel like I used to
Mhm.
feel a lot of guilt over that. I feel like it wears out over time though.
Well, that's
And
good to
like
hear.
people see it. People like that sometimes normally, like, even if it's not like all the time coming to your stream, like they pop into your stream and they're like, "Oh, a Moose stream. It's been a while."
Yeah, I
Seeing that
certainly get a
is
bit of
pretty
that.
nice.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe one day. Maybe one day I'll get over that. I'll think about it.
Look at Clint Stevens. He streams like
God.
not at all.
Yeah. It still like
Then,
baffles me
then-
that like you still see people that are like sub to him and post his emotes. I'm like,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
Oh my god. It's like just anxiously waiting for their dad to come home.
I feel like it's somewhat like that, but not to the scale of Clint Stevens.
Well, I mean, it's good. I mean, that's good that you don't get that feeling, because I don't think you should. Like, I realize that it's irrational that I get that guilty feeling. So the fact that you can overcome that and realize that, yeah, you know, like, fucking who gives a shit about me? And I know that sounds negative, but like in this light, I think it's if it helps you get over the guilt, like that's a positive way to get through that.
Yeah, exactly.
Like yeah, all right. So now we should talk about in all of your years of streaming, what is like your peak viewership?
Definitely the critical rate.
Okay. Now let me ask, because I had an assumption that was probably going to be what it was. What is your peak viewership not tied to a raid?
It's probably 2021.
Okay.
There was a lot of hype in Mario tournaments at the time.
Oh yeah, I
There's,
imagine.
like, a 70s
I imagine if you were the winner of the tournament, that would probably get some attention.
No. That was late 2021, before I started the Hobbit.
That didn't get anything?
No.
Really?
It
Okay.
wasn't a very big tournament, like popularity wise, but a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people joined it.
Okay.
And all right, so it was like a 70-star tournament thing,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a lot of hype around 70-star. And I had around like I'd say 15 to 20 average viewers at that
Nice.
time.
All right.
And I would stream pretty often because it was a tournament era.
So was that sustained over like multiple streams? You were getting that average?
uh I guess. I think so. I'd have to check the stats, but I
Yeah.
remember
Well, I
it
mean,
being
roughly. You know, it wasn't like a
yeah.
one-time thing. There was like a peak, because like I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
peaks happen. They're kind of, you know, you can't really explain it. For some reason, like a couple people click on your stream, and then like it.
Mm.
To some degree, I feel like, I mean, it's kind of just tied into the way Twitch works that the higher you are on the category, people are just gonna click you compared to people lower down. So
Yeah. Yeah.
it can snowball that way. But I mean, roughly, you know, an average of like above 10 for a bit.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, definitely
outside of
average
those
above 10.
periods, what would you say like the typical viewership you get is?
Uh It's definitely like between 0 and 5.
And is that like fairly regular? Would you say that that was, you
Yeah.
know, most of the time
Yeah.
when you end stream, that's what it looks like?
Yeah.
All right. So, you know, we touched on it a little bit there, but I mean, do you have any, let's start with a broad general take on it, on
Hmm.
your thoughts on how difficult it is to start out streaming. Just streaming, not doing anything external, just deciding out of nowhere I want to stream.
Um just starting a stream is just easier than ever right now. There's web-based OBS apps.
Mhm.
Like it's literally OBS in a browser. You don't even have to download anything. Like
So with that, and how many
the
people are trying to stream on like a day-to-day basis, there's a lot.
yeah. Yeah.
There's a lot.
Well,
Um,
let me add on, like there's like built-in streaming software in consoles now. And
really?
like
Oh, you mean like for PlayStation and stuff? Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You caught me off guard. I was like, Nintendo would never do anything like that.
Nintendo's the only console.
Yeah, they would. Nintendo would never. Maybe in like 30 years they'll make a big announcement and it'll be tied to like an $80 subscription fee. We'll think about it. So with how
There's a
many
lot of
people are streaming now,
yeah.
do you think that Twitch does streamers, like the broad general view of a streamer, do you think that Twitch does streamers justice?
No.
No. Okay. Well, that was. Let's go. He picked the right answer. He's not dissenting on my opinion. I would be really surprised if you said yes there. So I guess to make it more open ended, we should talk about what do you think Twitch fails at most in regards to helping smaller streamers out?
It's probably the $100 threshold for like the payout, the Twitch
Oh
payout.
yeah. That is
And also like
God.
the amount they take from subs and bits is pretty insane.
Do you okay? Do you think that there is like a good strategy that somebody could use when starting out on Twitch? Like, do you think there is anywhere close to a surefire way of success on Twitch, or do you think it is just like completely random?
I'd say like just being part of a community is like the easiest way to like have people like notice your stream, and just like if you join like a speedrun community or something, like I watch your stream because you play the Hobbit, you know.
Yeah.
And I watch other Mario streamers. I watch other Hobbit streamers. Well, not recently. I've been lacking on the Hobbit end of things. Sorry, guys.
Rip to the Hobbit gamers out there. I feel like the Hobbit, I don't know, I touched on this a little bit on my last stream, but I guess it's not entirely too surprising, the fact that, so like a brief history on what happened in the Hobbit community to make it as short as possible. Basically, M. Karma, who is like, I don't know, I guess you could call him like a somewhat of a community leader to some degree. I mean, he's the one who created the Discord. He created a lot of the resources to make speedrunning The Hobbit easier for people. He made a documentary on the history of the Hobbit speedrun, which, what is that video at now? Last time I checked, it was at like 600, 700,000. Let me see. It is at 654,000. So a huge video for like a fairly small community, right? And I don't want to I don't know. Should I don't know if it is fair to mention Critical in this context, but definitely, if not the bulk of people who came over deciding to play Hobbit, at least there was another large wave of people that came over to the Hobbit just because Critical watched the documentary on his stream. I saw like, well, I don't know. I showed up. I think I showed up before you in the Hobbit. I seem to recall Hark was like the biggest gamer at the time, and then you fucking swept in real quick. But there were not that many people that just popped into the Discord and were interested in playing the game until the critical viewing of it happened. And then there were like, I don't know, for a while there was like at least 5 new people a day being like, I'm interested in streaming this, right?
Yeah.
I feel like, because I watched a bit of Critical looking through it, and the attitude he had towards it was that he was interested in running the game, but he never did. And I feel like a lot of people who joined because they wanted to get in before Critical. I feel like they wanted to set their times and be like, oh, look at me, I'm better than Critical, right? I feel like the reason, because the community is kind of, it's a little, it fell off, dude. I don't want to be mean, because obviously the people that are there, and especially the people that were there from the start before any of the documentary stuff happened, still love the game and care about the game. But as far as like just looking at the amount of people who are interested, like when I first posited the idea of doing races, like everybody was into it. There were I got DM'd by like 10 or 15 people. Out of those 10 or 15 people, we got 4, 5 people in for the first race.
Yeah.
And then the next race was just Crix and I, and you showed up at the end. Certainly a bit of enthusiasm has vanished from the scene. I feel like I had a not negative comment to put at the end of this, but I kind of forgot it, so I guess we're just sad at the end of this. I guess we just feel bad about the situation.
All the time.
What was I talking about before I got sidetracked?
I don't even know.
Well, regardless, Who cares
Talking
about
about
what I was
the
talking about?
record history video.
I know, but I feel like I brought that up for a reason, and whatever that fucking reason is, it's gone. It is gone. I think you were talking about the importance of like joining a community to get noticed, and I was just gonna say something along the lines of, that only helps if the community is active, which I'm not sure if I could safely say that the Hobbit is super active anymore.
Yeah, true.
Which I would, I don't know. I guess that's because I don't know. I feel like I probably would have stopped playing The Hobbit entirely way sooner, if not for a couple of reasons. One is that I know you, and I want to not be a complete embarrassment when I look at your time. And the second one is the raid happened, and I was like, okay, well, let's see where this goes. But I guess we know where it goes now, right? So on the topic of community, though, I guess. So I mean, how many communities would you say you took part in? Obviously, The Hobbit. Obviously, SM64. Were there any other games that you like joined in just for a moment and stuck around for a bit?
No, not really. Just
Not
pretty
really.
much Mario and The Hobbit.
How many new people that just pop in your stream, you've never seen them, first time chatter, how many people do you think understand what you want out of your stream?
Oh, I don't know. I don't even know.
I phrased it in a specific way. Clearly, I have my own thoughts on this. And I wanted to try and not let my bias shine through.
I mean, I try to have like a chill stream. A lot of the times I contradicted myself right there. A lot of the times, sometimes.
Oh, fuck, dude. Cancel the whole thing. Cancel Christmas.
I hate this. Fuck. All right.
It's a disaster.
Sometimes I get mad and like I complain. Complain about shit in the video game. I never complain about like other things usually, unless it's the heat. I hate the heat.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that's just what I have to deal with in Texas, so I feel that.
Usually I try to have like a chill stream, only offering commentary like when I feel it's right. Like I'm not even that good at commentary, I guess.
Well, kind of the polar opposite of what I try and do. I feel like I have very little filter, and I try my hardest to just keep an endless font of bullshit as long as I can keep going. But specifically, I want to talk about people who come in chat and expect a lot out of you. Because I feel like for lower viewer streams, people feel like they can throw their weight around a little bit more because, you know, you don't have many viewers, so clearly the streamer has to appreciate me more. Do you have any...
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. There you go. That's what I'm looking for.
I understand that question now. Yeah, I've experienced that quite a bit.
Yeah. Any fun ones?
I don't know how to like explain like my experiences with this, but like it's just so frustrating to deal with.
I know, because like you don't... I mean, no one wants to be an asshole on their stream, right?
Yeah.
No one wants to... And like, it's especially hard when everything they're saying is like trying to come with the intentions of like, a lot of the times it's, I want to make a new friend, which is really uncomfortable.
Okay. That's a recent one. Very recent one. That
So
made me
this.
quit streaming for like 2 weeks.
Oh, really? Did this happen like
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
recently?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I get that a bit.
I was freaked out. It's freaked out,
It's
dude.
really weird. It's like, I don't know. It's like people talk about parasocial relationships with like the streamer being weird with their chat, but you don't really hear the other side of it. Of there are a lot of people that'll just show up out of nowhere and be like, "Hey, let's be best friends." It's
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I never know how to deal with it. In the past, like I've just openly been asked for my Discord, and if they were nice enough, I would DM it to them after the stream.
Mhm.
They never messaged me, ever. Well, actually, no, one person did message me, and I think I unfriended them very quickly afterwards. But, I quickly learned the lesson that like I didn't ever want to make a Discord for myself. Like I feel kind of weird having a Discord server. I guess it kind of makes a little bit more sense now that I've like released a game that some people care about. But before I released Bounty Below, there was like a solid over a year, I think, where I had a Discord server with nobody in it. And the only reason I had that server open was so that if people ask me, "Hey, you got a Discord?" I'll just be like, "Yep, there's my server, and you can go in there, but I'm probably not going to pay attention to you too much." Which feels mean, but at the same time, like this is somebody that you don't know at all, right? Like this is
Yeah.
this is a complete stranger that is expecting a lot out of you for what? Like a few chat messages they posted in your stream? It's weird.
Yeah, that's what bothers me. Like, that's probably one of the biggest things that keeps me away from streaming like every day. Like people like that, you know?
I wouldn't have
That
expected
like
that to have that much of an effect, but it does get to me for sure. I haven't had it too bad recently. I went off a little bit on Nitra on my last stream with a one-off toxic comment, but like one-off toxic comments I can deal with. I would prefer a one-off toxic comment to somebody that wants to be your best friend. I feel like that's easier to deal with.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I think the biggest offender I ever got that I probably didn't handle that well. I should have, like, that's the moment, like, you try your hardest. Like, you go into the stream wanting to entertain, right? You don't want to pivot just because one person is a shit disturber. You don't want to have to take the time to, like, target aggression towards them. But I definitely should have. This is, like, before I took my long break that I took. I was streaming Minecraft, which I imagine is probably not the best place for random chatters. And someone came in.
That.
Someone wait, you used to stream that?
No, I refuse to stream.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that makes more sense. That makes way more sense. Someone came in and dropped like 5 bits. They dropped 5 bits and told me to do something in Minecraft. Which I have enough dignity that I just said, no, I'm not going to do that. But, like, man. Like, that's the moment. You look back on that and you're like, I had every right to make them out as the asshole, because they were an asshole. Like, I questioned them on it, and they were like, yeah, I don't know, I'm just kind of doing it because it's funny. Like, I'm just dropping 5 bits in as many streams as possible. Like, that is the perfect opportunity to go off on somebody. But I struggle with it. I feel like it is... I don't know how much of it is a result of, like, you know, small streamer energy. I don't know how much of it is, like, me subconsciously being like, I can't be mean to this person, or if it's just I don't know. Maybe I'm just too much of a nice guy, dude. I need to get a fedora. I'm thinking about wearing a fedora on my stream all the time. How about that? Do you have any thoughts on gimmicks in streams? This is a spicy one.
Gimmicks. Okay, what would you consider a gimmick?
Just anything that somebody is making very obvious that they want this to be the thing that makes them stand out.
I mean,
you don't have to answer if you don't want to, because it's very judgmental, but I'm okay being judgmental.
I mean, I don't blame them for wanting to do something different.
That's basically where I stand. Is
even if it's like just like a attention call or something, but if they're like doing something different, good on them.
Yeah, I'm like, I respect it, but at the same time, just personally, I can't watch it. I can't. I find it really difficult to watch a stream that has like a very in-your-face gimmick. Like, the more in-your-face it is, the more I'm like, oh man, this is not why I watch Twitch. Like,
yeah, I guess, yeah.
All right, so judgment aside, in the amount that you do stream, which is self-admittedly not that much, would you say that you enjoy it while you're live?
A lot of the time. If I do a long stream, that doesn't necessarily mean I'm having a good time. But shorter streams, if I like plan like ahead, like sort of plan ahead what I want to do, I usually don't plan. Like, I can sort of have some fun with it,
Yeah.
Like with the ROM hack stream the other day, that was pretty fun. 1 hour stream. I tried to do attempts after that in Mario 64, but no, I wasn't gonna do that.
And was that because at the end of the stream you weren't feeling it, or?
Yeah. At when I finished the ROM hack, I just wasn't feeling it anymore. And when I felt like stopping the attempts, I was like, you know what? 1 hour stream, comfy as fuck.
I feel like that happens to me super often. Is I'll, I do plan my streams a little bit more. Like, usually when I go live, I try and have the go live announcement fully lay out what I plan on doing. And especially recently, now that I'm having like a more lax approach to streaming, there's been a few times where I get past the first planned segment, and I think about the second planned segment I have afterwards, and I'm like, nah. I'll just cut it here. I feel like I've done my part. I was entertaining enough. I'm out of here. So I definitely understand that. But for the most part, like, you don't have any major moments where you hit go live and you're immediately like, oh, I shouldn't have done that.
I can't say that hasn't happened to me, but I don't recall.
You don't make a habit of it, at least.
Yeah.
Do you hide your
when I go live?
account?
When I go live, it's like I want to go live.
Yeah,
I'm committing to it for at least an hour.
Do you? Well, okay. First, answer this because I snuck it in there. But do you hide your view count while you're live?
I do now.
You do now. What changed?
Yes. I used to look at the view count all the time. It started to not bother me after a while, but because it was just the same all the time.
Yeah.
Nothing
no,
new.
I did the same. Like, when my view count, like when I first started out, and it was always at 1, because obviously you have your own stream open. That's standard. When it was always at 1, I didn't mind. I was like, this is expected. But as soon as I had any moment where I went above 1, when it dropped down afterwards, it would feel really bad.
Yeah.
So I definitely, I didn't at first, but I definitely do now. I started hiding it pretty shortly after I started streaming.
Yeah. I also hide the follow count.
Really?
Yeah.
How much does that fluctuate? Because it fluctuates a little bit for me just to bots. Like, I don't know. I imagine everybody gets random bot follows that, like, you'll get followed by someone when you're not even live, and then you check the account, and it's like, yeah, created yesterday. So I typically don't mind it when it fluctuates by, like, a couple every now and then, but I imagine it might be different after your raid.
Yeah. All right. Let me get into that. All right. So since the raid, I doubled my followers. Past the 15, or not 15K, the 1500 mark. I think I was at like 1640 or something. And now
checking, getting accurate stats.
1629.
Hey, I mean, that's not that bad.
Yeah,
that's less of a decrease than I thought it would be.
Bad. It is not that bad. considering everything, you know?
I mean, well, yeah, I don't know. I guess you can't blame people too much, I don't think, especially when, like, after the raid happened, you were streaming really frequently.
Yeah.
But I also don't think you should blame yourself too much, because this is the schedule that you feel comfortable with, and, you know, no matter how much you tried, you probably would have eventually fallen back to it, so it would have happened regardless.
Yeah.
But still, that's really not that much of a decrease.
Yeah. The increase is enough to offset any
for sure
decrease that I don't even care that much, but I just hide it just because.
Yeah. I don't know.
I just don't really think that on a bad day that I look at the follow count and I'm like, oh shit.
Well,
yeah.
To loop back around real quick. We'll get more into the raid stuff, but I wanted to say or to see. So if you typically enjoy, like, the stream when you go live, because, like, you know, you said it's usually more of a spur of the moment kind of deal. You'll just decide, hey, I want to stream, and then you do it. You goddamn click the button. How do you typically feel after the stream?
I usually eat. So
that's simple.
Usually a good time. Usually a good time.
But do you reflect on the stream you just did at all?
If something cringe happened, I fucking can't forget about it for days.
Yeah.
So, like, something good happened.
You ride that high for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So something cringe. I want to see in your eyes, what would you say? Like, what qualifies as cringe? Can I delve deeper in this? Is it just, like, didn't get the words out the way you wanted to, or
a lot of that?
That happens to me for sure.
I stutter so much,
dude. I don't know what it is. I feel like it's just part of the way I talk. I will rephrase, or I'll re-say the same phrase like a couple of times, and in my head I, like, do it for emphasis, but I notice it really heavily when I'm doing a stream. I'm like, I just said the same fucking thing like 3 times in a row. But that's just, like, little word ticks like that, like little speech patterns. I don't think Like, obviously, everyone's going to feel bad about their own speech patterns, but no one watching the stream gives a shit. Like, I don't think
Yeah.
anybody watching me is analyzing every single time I repeat, like, a 2-word phrase or anything.
Yeah.
But it certainly gets to you. So, if that's what makes a bad stream, like, does that ruin the stream for you? Like, do you feel bad about the whole experience because you're like, oh fuck, I embarrassed myself there?
Here's
Or is
how it
it?
usually plays out. It's
Yeah.
like I'm usually just playing Mario or something. And then like I try to explain what just happened when I fuck something up or something. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, oh shit, I fucked that up. Or imagine if I messed up saying that.
I'll imagine.
And then I'm like, fuck, I can't even speak now.
Yeah.
It's,
And
it
does
goes exactly like
that
that.
demotivate you to go further? Like, is that a I'm fucking going offline, guys moment?
I usually end stream pretty soon after that because that's usually a sign that it's too warm in the room.
Uh-huh.
And yeah.
Well, if that's what makes a bad stream, what makes a good stream for you? Is it
Good
based on
stream.
numbers or just performance? Like how you feel you did during the stream?
It could be based on like the content that I do. Like if I put out some good ass content that day,
Mm-hmm.
like hell yeah, that was a good stream. If I got a good donation, that may not have been the best content, but it was a good
I mean,
stream.
I'm sure it helps you feel better about it regardless. Clearly
Yeah.
someone was enjoying it.
Yeah, yeah. And I don't know the third one. I was thinking of a third one, but I don't know.
Scott. For me, I feel like, well, there's two things that I'll feel good about a stream for, but one of them's kind of bittersweet.
Mm-hmm.
So if I feel like I was, talking out my ass in like a good way, like I had like the best commentary I've ever had in my life, I'll feel good about that after stream, but I'll only feel good about it if I know that people were watching. I feel
Oh.
I feel a little bad when I have like what I feel like is one of my best streams and I know that no one was there to see it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever get moments like that?
If I'm doing some crazy TikTok clock stage speed runs and like I get close to world record and like no one sees it, I'd be pretty pissed, honestly.
I mean, would you most of the time when you PB on things are people there? Like do people show up for the PBs most of the time?
People usually show up at the end
Mm-hmm.
of a good PB, but with like something pretty obscure like stage speed runs where you only speed run the stage,
Mm-hmm.
uh, that's pretty obscure and people really don't want to watch that because like it's just too much resets
Yeah.
for
Well, for
such
me,
a
it's
small
definitely
speed
different
run.
for me because I I try my hardest to put like as little like emphasis as
Mhm.
possible on the gameplay of my
Yeah,
stream. So
yeah,
I don't really tie any of it to my performance in like The Hobbit, for example. I feel like if people show up to my stream, they're not expecting me to be good at the game. So if I ever am good at the game, I feel like that's just an extra added bonus.
yeah, yeah.
What is the hardest part of streaming for you?
The hardest part of streaming is going live.
Yeah, no, I mean that's fair. But if you do it as spontaneously as you do, I would expect that to not be. Well, how many times? So you say you go live spontaneously, but how many
Mhm.
times do you think about going live that you change your mind?
uh, it's usually like when I have something planned the same day, and I'm like, oh, I need to stream before this. But no,
Mm-hmm.
I don't need to stream before that.
So it's never morality driven at that point. You would only change your mind
I
about
really,
thinking about streaming if something got in the way?
yeah, if I really don't feel like streaming, I will not stream.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's a completely just a feel thing. Like my my feelings, like if I need to stream, I need to stream.
Mm-hmm. Well, what? I mean, is that really just spur of the moment, or are there other factors that make you think like I need to stream right now?
It can be spur of the moment, but if it's like I need to, well, not including like tournament races where I have to
Yeah,
stream
sure, sure.
my gameplay. Uh, it's mostly just like, where was I going? God damn it. I interrupted myself and I forgot what I was saying.
Talking
God damn it.
about, you know, what drives you to stream outside of like if a tournament is scheduled.
If like I'm feeling I can PB today, I
Okay. Yeah,
might
because a
PB
lot of
that
it
day.
is you practicing, right? So
Yeah,
you
yeah,
just decide like now I'm good enough. Like now I can do it.
yeah. That was a good practice session. Let's do
Sure.
it.
And I mean to cycle back because I you say that, you know, none of it is like a feeling of I need to stream because of scheduling. Like you're not on a rigid schedule, but like
No.
streaming every couple of weeks, like if that is like the average, that's still kind of a schedule. Like does it feel
Totally.
bad when you breach that? Like if you went a month or 2 months without streaming, would you be like, oh shit, I really need to get on that? Or is it just not a factor at all?
If it's just a dry spell where I just don't feel like streaming at all, I'm
And
just not going to stream.
that doesn't give you like the distance between streams doesn't give you any extra kick to want to?
Not really.
Okay.
If I want to make my grand return, hey, maybe that'll bring like a bunch of viewers in.
Yeah,
Here's
yeah,
his
yeah.
grand return.
The grand return. The once every 2 weeks grand return. It's like you get a grand return every couple of weeks. I should try that out myself. There you go. You see, I said I should twice there. Fucking shoot me, dude. I'm thinking about it too hard. Ah. Okay. Well, we talked about it a bit, but as far as like how you deem a good stream, when the majority of the content you do is speedrunning, is it difficult to feel good about a stream if you don't PB, or like if you don't do anything that showed improvement over the last stream?
It's definitely difficult, like getting like a good like content stream when speedrunning, because like you're gonna be resetting a lot, especially if it's 70 star, doing the strats, like the dumb strats that I do now.
Do you
I used to
frame
do-
walk or some shit? Do you frame walk in
No, I don't frame walk.
Okay. Jolly Roger Bay, is it? Am I saying my SM64 levels correctly? Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I do a bunch of dumb strats at the beginning, especially, and if I usually think to myself, if I don't do this, like it only loses like 9 seconds, and
You think about
is
Owless?
that really? Is that no? If I don't do this, I could totally get this 48. But I have to do the trick. I have to, because I don't want to lose that time.
For me, I mean, as someone who like, I'm not a speedrunner at all. I just do it for fun. I feel like I get a little bit of criticism surrounding like Like, even when I was trying to learn wall walking in Hobbit, like, Shockey really didn't want me to do wall walking. He was like, no, it's too hard. You shouldn't do wall walking. Like, you have a fucking 21-minute time. Don't learn wall walking. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like my approach to speedrunning is not what people typically expect, because I really don't care that much if I, improve my time. The only thing that
Yeah.
I really care about when it comes to speedrunning and why I find it fun is I just want to be sick, dude. Like, I just want to do the cool shit.
Yeah.
And if I can't do the cool shit, then what's the point of me doing this?
That's my mentality now.
Yeah.
Except in like an extreme sense.
Except in a 48-minute
Star.
run. Yeah. Yeah. See, that's why I only do small runs, is because I know myself well enough to know that I would be like that even in a 48-minute run, and that'll just lead to me never finishing a run. So
Yeah.
So I try and limit myself a little bit, but is any part of your desire to speedrunning, like the original drive to speedrunning, tied to the fact that you saw like Cyclimic being successful at it? Like, not just like
Definitely
being successful at the runs, but I mean like being successful in terms of viewership.
That was insane. Those months where Cyclimic streamed
Mm-hmm.
and then fell off.
And then he streamed RuneScape for a long time. So do you feel that urge? Do you feel like, if only I could climb, 50 places up the leaderboard, I would get more attention on my stream?
Yeah, that's sort of how I feel. But like I'm not counting on it.
Sure.
Like,
and
course,
related
like
to that,
top 10 runner will get quite a few viewers compared to a top 100 runner.
for sure. But even then, like, you'll and honestly, like, a decent amount of speedrunning categories, especially like the lesser cared about. It's not often that the person in first place even is the most viewed.
Yeah.
So definitely, I mean, just something to get you noticed. But once you get noticed, I feel like that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
But related to that, do you have any concerns with like primarily tying yourself to one main game?
Mario is just super comfortable to me. I could just stream that. Like, if I had to stream every day, I definitely could stream Mario every day.
And is none of that?
That's not something I want to do.
Well, yeah.
Only if I have to.
Yeah. But is none of that related to the fact that like SM64 is among the most popular speed games? Like, if in a day SM64 dropped to like 10 average viewership, would you still feel the drive to stream SM64, or would you feel like there's less of a point?
Oh, I don't know. Like, if all the same community members were still in the community but just didn't watch other Mario streamers, like, like people still putting out times and stuff, like, then I'd probably be still in it. But if nobody was left, literally just one person streaming to 10 viewers, probably not.
But the main thing that you care about then is being able to surpass, or at least to be amongst the people you respect in the community.
Yeah.
Okay. So you don't really, I mean, I guess we talked about it a bit, but you don't really branch. What made you branch out to The Hobbit? Was it the documentary?
The documentary helped a lot.
Helped.
Yes. I actually knew M Karma in the iRule days.
I mean, yeah, you said you were talking to Simple, so if you were talking to Simple back then, was that the time when they were, actively
Yeah.
doing Hobbit runs?
Yeah. And I actually
Okay.
bought a GameCube disc of The Hobbit. I still can't find it, but I have it somewhere, like in the attic or some shit.
Hmm.
But if I could find that, I'd run GameCube just for the hell of it. Just get
I
the
feel
top
bad.
10 real quick.
I do feel a little bit bad about the GameCube category being like kind of left in the dust.
Yeah.
It's just like it's not as accessible. It's just like
yeah.
nobody
hard
wants to
run.
get an actual console to run it off of.
It's super difficult too.
How much
Like,
harder is it? I mean, it's longer for sure, but
yeah, but there's some tricks that are just so dumb. Like there's long jump glitch like every other long jump.
yeah, no, that would be pretty unbearable.
Yeah.
God. I guess it kind of makes sense that the PC is a little more active.
Yeah, PC is just the optimal the optimal way to play the game, honestly.
So if the dock was like the biggest push, then is that like the first instance of you really branching outside of SM64?
Actually speedran Minecraft for a bit.
Really?
The
What the fuck?
like,
I thought this motherfucker said he'd never stream Minecraft.
I didn't stream it.
Okay.
But I speedran it. Or I tried
Can I
to.
can I flex? What's your best time? Please don't say it's good, dude.
I did not finish a run.
Okay.
I did 1,500 attempts. And
damn, what the fuck?
Enough.
That's way too many.
No seed was good enough.
How many runs did I
enough.
do? Let me check my live split real quick. 1,500. That seems absurd. What version did you run?
1.16.
Really?
Yeah.
Not a single seed was up to your standards?
Yeah. Or at least I was, when I did get a seed, I would absolutely choke it.
Oh, well,
so
same, but that's par for the course.
I wasn't good enough to finish a run.
Moose, how do you check how many runs you've done? Can I do I have to edit my layout to add it?
Yeah, layout settings, title, and then show attempt count.
Oh, it's under the title?
Yeah, in the title tab. Quick tutorial.
You know what? I fucking give up. I've done 10 runs. I did 10 runs. I did 10 runs and I got a fucking 48-minute or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah, that's
I'll
actually
never live down the like 13 minutes I had to wait for the dragon to perch. That was like about the most soul-crushing experience I've ever had. It's like, oh shit, dude, I'm gonna get a sub 40, and then it just passed away, minute by minute.
The 4-bed?
Huh?
Did you get the 4-bed dragon?
Oh, absolutely not. No. Are you insane? I don't even think I got. No, I think I regularly got 6 in practice. But you know, I was still taking fucking 9 every time. Like I'm not insane.
Yeah.
I can't fucking do that on a whim.
I tried to do more advanced strats, I guess.
Did you delve into like the more modern strats?
Oh yeah, I tried to learn bastions.
Yeah. I mean, I did a little bastioning, but well, here's the real signal of skill in commitment. Did you use boats to fall in the Nether?
Boats?
Yeah, like did you get in a boat to? Nope, no. Sorry, we're in a different class. We're a different class of criminals. I kept a hay bale so I could take like 8 hearts of damage every fall. And it was so fucking precise too. Cause like when you're placing a water bucket, you can be inside the block that the water bucket spawns in. But for a hay bale, there's only like a few frames where you can place it. It's not optimal. Okay, anyway, Minecraft tangent aside. So why didn't you? Why didn't you stream attempts of that? If you did 1,500 runs, I mean,
offline runs in Minecraft are quite accepted. So
yeah. So is that the reasoning then? Is is that what we're finding out? Is that the only reason you go live for like SM64 and Hobbit is because it's more or less a requirement?
It's not a requirement for Mario, I think, but I think it just adds to legitimacy.
Yeah,
you know?
No, it's encouraged for sure.
Yeah, but with Minecraft, it's just a Wild West sort of thing.
Yeah. I wonder why. I wonder if there was any particular event that made things get a bit stricter. Okay.
Well, they allow fucking calculators for locating strongholds now. So
yeah. So you've really only branched out once in your entire career, and that was to do Hobbit?
Oh, back in the day, I tried Mario Sunshine for a bit.
Oh, how'd that go?
It's all right.
I don't know anything about that run, honestly.
I just did like a not obscure, but it's like a category extension. It's called 20 star.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even a real category. You just collect 20 shines, not stars. Yeah.
Get you thrown off the podcast or something like that. Calling them stars? Are you insane?
Sorry, Mario Sunshine runners.
So you never got an urge to just play any random game then? It was always relating to I want to speedrun this?
I'm trying to really think about any game that I've tried to stream. And I can't think of any.
Because it's an entirely different situation than me. I've basically never stuck to the same game for like longer than a few months.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like there's definitely... I feel like you're rewarded more for sticking with one game, so long as that game has a community, and you're obviously rewarded even more if you were a part of that community before it had a community. Like if you're, you know, Hobbit, for example, if you were there and let's say that it does get bigger than it is right now, like being there on the ground floor is pretty impactful.
Yeah.
But I also feel like there's a little bit of, you know, I think there is something to spreading out. Like I think it also makes sense to like if you care about growing the stream, it does make sense to kind of feel out different parts of Twitch and see how it feels. And I mean, especially I'm saying this in like maybe the most cynical light, but like also the way I do it is I just, you know, want to play a specific game, so I play that specific game. I'm looking at it from the lens of what is the best Twitch strategy. But for me, I just want to play different games. Like I hate playing the same game over and over. Do you never get tired of SM64?
Oh, I got tired like after the 16-star tournament that I won. I got super tired because like it was months of just grinding 16-star. I couldn't just do 70-star. It was like I had to stay consistent in 16-star, and it was so mentally draining to just continue doing 16-star. And that burnt me out for a while, so I went to Minecraft. And the Hobbit.
Just a nice casual relaxation run.
Yeah.
Spent 5 seconds per seed and then Save and quit. Start over.
Yeah. Listen to music.
Yeah, they
Good
certainly
times.
go by fast. Um, so with how much you've stuck with SM64, do you ever feel intimidated by how absolutely difficult it is to get up into like top 10, for example?
It's a uphill battle. I'll say that. Um, it's really super difficult. You have to play very consistently,
Hmm.
and yeah, it's just crazy just how good people have gotten. I'd say
How,
I'm as good as world record level in like 2014.
yeah, okay. Well,
So,
how do you stick with it? Like, how do you keep the confidence to keep going at it?
um,
Is it just a raw enjoyment of the game?
it's just like it's just something to do, pass time
Mm.
until my hands destroy themselves.
so,
Uh, if
so
I
is that
practice the
what the
game so much,
majority of your time is spent doing then? Is practicing?
yeah, not the majority of my time, but like the majority of my time playing Mario is practice.
Oh yeah, I would imagine that, but I mean, I don't know.
Majority of my time is
You
watching
didn't feel like
YouTube
your
videos.
only answers for what you do off stream is practice Mario and anime. How much of that is taken up by anime?
uh, Anime is probably taking up more time than Mario, and
Okay.
also YouTube videos, which is pretty much everybody,
Yeah,
I'd
yeah,
say.
yeah. Do you do so you do a lot of Mario and that's primarily all you stream. Do you not play any games really off stream
Uh,
outside of Mario that is? If that
Not
wasn't
really.
clear.
I used to play Osu. Oh, I used to
Hey,
stream Osu.
oh, let's go! He found it. He found something else he
That was my
streamed.
main game for a while, and I completely
Wow.
forgot about it.
Oh, he
I
fucking
used to
blocked
stream
that part of
Osu.
his life out.
Yeah,
Horrible days
yeah,
in the Osu mines. Did you play it with tablet
yeah.
or mouse?
Tablet.
Oh,
I'm
fucking
a try
cheater.
hard.
Cheater, dude. Okay. Well, hey, there's something. Uh, but you did stick with Hobbit for a while, and
Mhm.
since that is so out of the norm for you, um, well, I mean, I feel like I already know the answer, but and I feel like I've already asked this as well. But just to ask it here,
Mhm.
um, why did you stick with Hobbit for as long as you did?
The improvement is just insane.
Just that? Just because you were enjoying how many PVs you got, which is honestly just too
Yeah,
many. Like, dude,
yeah.
too many, too fast. It's like
Like
you
I
fucking
flooded my YouTube channel with Hobbit PBs.
you ate a five hundred
It's-
dollar steak in one bite. He just he went at it too hard.
yeah.
So now that you feel like uh it's significantly harder for you to PB, does that strip the majority of the interest in Hobbit out?
Uh, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, I know I can get a better time in The Hobbit, but
Same. I
it's just
fucking
the
hate
grind.
looking at my sum of best. My sum of best is so embarrassing.
It's just the grind and Overhill. If Overhill didn't exist, I'd be fucking insane.
But I mean, I don't know. If it wasn't Overhill, I feel like no one would really care about the run. I feel like it would have been the same thing that you'd get tired of the run, but it would be, you know, not quite on the level as like Super Mario Bros. 1, but I feel like if there's not
Mhm.
that one level to like cull a majority of runs, then it's just like, yeah, you just get a frame perfect run and you're like, all right, I'm done. The end. Um,
Yeah, I guess.
I feel like
Like
the burnout
Overhill
would have come
is
eventually
such
anyways.
a yeah, the fucking Overhill is just such a bad level.
I've gotten better at it. I mean, I don't take nearly as risky strats as you do, but you know, I'm not out here trying to shave you know, a few seconds to make a PB. I've got minutes on the board that I can cut out. So
I mean, there's just so many satisfying levels, and then there's Overhill.
do you not feel like any joy in Overhill? You don't like it at
I
all?
don't feel anything in Overhill.
Aw. Okay. You heard it here first, folks. Overhill does not spark joy. Uh I don't know. I what is your biggest problem with Overhill? Because to me, I would have thought that it would be pillar skip, but you said that that's not even it.
It's not pillar skip. It's just like it's so easy to just jump off the cliff.
I mean, there's that
As-
one,
as
the
that
one long
happens
jump. Well, there's a couple long
So
jumps.
many times to me.
Yeah.
I just jump off the cliff.
Well, you know, maybe one day.
It's so
Maybe one
frustrating.
day.
So frustrating.
If only there was an Overhill skip.
Just
Okay.
do regular any percent.
Yeah. Fuck it, dude. We're doing menu glitches. All right, so now that, well, I don't know. Would you say that the dust has settled? Would you say that you're feeling the new normal after the results of the critical raid?
I'm feeling pretty good now.
Okay. So you think it's like it's pretty static. It's not going to fluctuate too much from this point.
Yeah.
How
Like, the
do you
nerves-
feel?
The nerves were insane at the time,
Oh yeah.
but
Yeah, it was like a few thousand people out of nowhere.
yeah. As it went on, it's just gotten way better.
Yeah. I mean, did that I mean, you were streaming every day. And that kind of makes me question a little bit about, like, you said that you know, you wouldn't really be interested in streaming as an actual career, right?
Yeah.
So was the streaming every day just purely as a result of the amount of PBs you were getting? You would have been doing that regardless of the raid?
Yeah, it's sort of like a routine, I guess. Like I'd open the Hobbit, practice for a bit, and turn on the stream.
And was that influenced by the raid?
It sort of was, but like,
I feel like it would be hard for it not to.
yeah.
Like,
I
even
changed
if
my
you're
answer.
having
It
conflicting
definitely was.
thoughts on,
It
like,
definitely
whether you
was.
want to do this.
Definitely was a factor
Yeah.
in the daily streams after the raid. But like before the raid, I was streaming pretty often.
I
it
mean,
wasn't
more
every day,
often
but,
than
like,
than every couple weeks, for sure.
yeah. It wasn't every day, but multiple times a week. It's when I was getting all the PBs and stuff, improving a lot, and good times.
So, as somebody who doesn't really want to do streaming as a career, do you think that you would want increased viewership, or do you prefer not having as many viewers?
Increased viewership is an added boost to my mentality when streaming, I guess. But it's not needed.
Okay.
It's definitely not needed. But it's a welcome change, but I can also cope without it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're gonna stream, you kind of have to cope without it. It's you know, it's not easy to come by, and most cases when it does come by, it's like you know, a flicker in the night and then it's gone. I mean, does that disappoint you at all? That you know, obviously you can't be expected to keep all of the thousands of people who showed up, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Does that affect your mentality now that you saw the numbers so high, and now every time you end a stream, it's back to what it used to be, more or less?
I sort of wish, like, looking back, that I could have done like better content, like more content, uh, to like sort of tell people that I I'm not just a Hobbit streamer. I can do
Yeah,
content too.
yeah,
I can make insanely high quality tutorials in the Hobbit for you guys.
yeah. that I mean, that happened to me really badly.
Hmm.
So you rated me, and that was, the biggest rate that I've ever gotten. It was like, what,
Hmm.
50 something people?
Yeah, something like that.
Um, the stream after that raid, I made it a point to try new things after I did The Hobbit. I wanted to stream The
Hmm.
Hobbit, but I didn't just want to stream The Hobbit because that is not what I do on my stream, right?
Yeah.
I feel like I picked maybe the worst set of games I could have played. I don't know. I feel like, well, in hindsight, you can maybe regret not having shown off like everything to your capability. Just taking the easiest path is probably better than
Yeah.
trying to, like, overstretch your capabilities and it kind of
Yeah.
flopping. So
Yeah.
I
Like,
still think I
trying to
think you did all right.
make something of that is like sort of admirable, but like, if it doesn't work, then like
Hmm.
it'll have a worse effect on your mind than, just like doing what you would have done otherwise.
I mean, yeah. Then you're sat there thinking like I ruined it, right? Like this was
Yeah.
my opportunity,
Yeah.
and there it goes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I don't feel like I don't
Yeah.
know. Even though it was like a bit of a flop, like the first game I played after The Hobbit was just not good. And then the second game I played, I love Cruelty Squad. Cruelty Squad is great, but I just fucking ate shit for, I don't know, the first 20 minutes of me playing it. I just died over and over again on the first level. I was like, that is not, no matter how hard you try and spin it, good content. Like that, I was
I
floundering.
think I remember that.
It was bad. It was really bad. It was really bad. It felt bad in the moment too, but I don't feel as bad about it afterwards. I thought it was kind of funny, you know. You can look back and be like, "Wow, he fucking sucks at Cruelty Squad." And that's its own appeal, I guess. I'm not a first person shooter gamer for sure. Uh, so, in that vein, though, like when it comes to thinking about things that you do on your stream and thinking about, oh, I should have done this, I should have done that, or whatever, how do you deal when it comes to comparing yourself to other streamers?
uh, I don't know. I don't really compare, actually.
Man, really? That's
I don't. Maybe like sometimes, like I used to talk in someone's chat who
mhm.
was a very small streamer at the time, who is now a bigger streamer and a Twitch partner now.
Nice.
Uh,
He did it.
he made something of himself. He still streams every day,
Mhm.
and I sometimes compare myself to him because, like, if I streamed every day, like, I mean, goddamn, I could get a lot of I could get a lot of viewers if I had streamed every day.
I
But no, it's not really like that.
It's not
Actually,
like
it's
that.
not really like that.
I streamed every day for her, or as close as I could keep to every day. There would be days where I
Yeah.
just didn't make it, but I went pretty hard at it for a few months. And they were months that like I had some viewership in as well. So,
Hmm.
it wasn't like I'm streaming, because it certainly makes a difference if you're streaming every day and it's just at one viewer, you know, like you're just watching yourself, then I feel like no matter how hard you try, you can't get noticed.
Yeah.
But if you have any base viewership, the expectation is that streaming every day would lead to something. But I can safely say, maybe I'm not the best test subject, but it didn't work for me. Didn't work for me. So if you don't have difficulties comparing yourself to other people that much, do you have difficulties comparing yourself to yourself? Do you feel like you can't meet your expectations, or do you feel like, you know, I should be here but I'm not? What am I doing wrong at any point?
Yeah, I feel like I can do a lot more than what I'm doing, you know.
Is that
I
just because you don't stream frequently, or is it more than that?
It's more like a content creation, like in general thing. Like I feel
Mm-hmm.
like I could make so many tutorials with the knowledge I have. Like, and I've made tutorials before.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've actually made a really high quality. Well, I don't want to toot my own horn too bad,
Yeah, I
but
mean,
like
that's what you're here for. This is the
so
toot your own horn segment.
it's a bomb clip tutorial, and it's a more difficult strat where you backflip into the star, and
Mm,
it's a decent tutorial, I think. It goes through every small movement you got to do with commentary and subtitles and stuff. And
nice. So do you want to do more of that content going
I
forward?
definitely want to make more tutorials, but it's just a matter of just like putting my mind to it, writing
Mm-hmm.
a script. I can't really do it like off the cuff, like
Yeah, for
you
sure.
know, that one tutorial
Yeah,
when I was in.
the how do you get up to wall walking one? Yeah,
Yeah,
that was pretty good.
both Hobbit and Mario. I could do tutorials for both, like easy. Well, not easy,
Yeah.
but
Well, I mean, you
it's just
certainly
something.
you have the knowledge to do it, is what you're
Yeah,
saying.
yeah, yeah.
Um, and is there anything holding you back from that outside of just drive?
Definitely drive is the
Just drive. Okay.
leading cause of death.
Yeah, I feel that. I mean, I trust me. I've got, you know, I even if I seem like more active streaming than you, which is not even by that much. I've been on like a fucking once a week schedule, so you know, technically double, but you know,
Mhm.
double doesn't really matter in the scope of things. I don't work nearly as much on my game as I should. Like
Mm.
I've been stuck in trying to do OpenGL and what is the name of the library, just for other people to make fun of me and tell me how easy it actually is, because it's supposed to be a pretty easy library. Let me see if I can get it. I think it's like it starts with an L. Dude, I don't even remember where I keep my libraries. I'm a mess. Where do I put this stuff on my computer? There's no way I put it in program files. Oh, like everyone's gonna make fun of me if I put it in program files. Please tell me. Okay, it's not in there. I think I might have put it in documents, which is like a slightly more sensible place to put it, but only slightly.
I put everything in documents.
Let's see. I'm not. I I'm not gonna fucking open up my project just to find out. I think it's Lindgren. Does that sound right?
No clue.
Uh. No, you know what? Yeah, I tried my hardest. I think it's something. It sounds similar to that. People who know what I'm talking about can probably figure it out from there. Regardless, it's a peer-to-peer networking protocol library for online multiplayer.
Ah.
and I am trying to, like I've made game engines in the past, not for any finished game projects, but I have made game engines. So I kind of know what I'm doing there, but trying to do, an online multiplayer infrastructure and OpenGL at the same time has left me, having to rewrite my code like 30 times per day because I'm doing
Damn.
it wrong and nothing is lining up and the fucking threads aren't syncing together the way they are it's supposed to. So like I've decided to not be the world's biggest dumbass, and I'm just learning one thing at a time now. I'm just trying to get OpenGL to work. But still, like, I'm very slow at that. Like, I could be working so much faster. So even if it looks like I've got my life put together in certain aspects, it's still a mess, I feel like
I feel that.
I feel like we're all a bit of a mess. But okay. So I guess to cap off your feelings on streaming and, I mean the reason you stream is fairly specific. It's mostly just as like proof for your own runs, right?
Yeah, just like streaming attempts is
Mm-hmm.
just it can be fun sometimes, you know.
Yeah. Um but with everything that surrounds it, if like, someone close to you, like a good friend of yours or someone in your family was like hey, I'm considering picking up streaming.
Oh, oh no, you don't.
Yeah, I mean, what would you say? How would you feel about it?
I'd probably help them out, but I can't help them with the viewership thing.
Sure. I feel like it's hard because you want to support them, obviously.
Hmm.
But at the same time, like, I would find it very, very difficult to recommend streaming for anybody
Yeah.
who I know personally, just because, like, I feel like most people see, only what it looks like at the top, right?
Hmm.
Like, the average person who watches Twitch does not watch smaller streamers at all. So I feel like people aren't really aware of, like, in many cases, the years people put in with, like, little to no viewership and what that can feel like.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Recommending streaming is a yikes, dude. It's kind of yeah.
I'll
So
help them out, but I don't recommend it.
yeah, do the people around you in real life off the internet know that you stream?
uh, some of them. I told my parents about the critical raid.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's exciting.
So I have to start out like the conversation like, you remember the dude by the name of Ninja?
Oh no.
that's how I that's how I have to frame it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know the guy in that Doritos commercial?
You know the Fortnite guy?
You know that guy who desperately
Fortnite
tried for
Ninja?
like 5 minutes straight to get people to floss? You know that guy? Okay. But did they not know that you streamed before then? Because, streaming for over 10 years and just telling them like a few months ago is still kind of crazy.
Yeah, I've mentioned it like over the years, but like I don't think they understood what I was talking about.
Yeah. Yeah.
They usually just think I'm talking to friends or something when I talk on the stream.
Mm. And outside of your parents, is that it?
I think my cousin, yeah, my cousin knows. I think a couple of my cousins know that
Has
I stream.
anybody in your real life ever watched your stream that you know of?
Yes, yes.
Ooh,
Uh,
I hate
when I was
that.
in when I was in high school, I recommended some of my friends watch my stream. If
I
it's
can't
if
do
it's
it.
your IRL friends, if it's my IRL friends, I'm fine with it. I don't care that much. But if it's like my parents or some shit,
I mean,
fuck
that's
no.
definitely worse, but I don't know. I I think I told one of my work friends that
Mhm.
it just like came up in conversation that I streamed. I don't even think like I was kind of trying to avoid it for a while, but then it made sense in the context to mention that I was streaming.
Yeah.
So I mentioned it to him, and then come the next day, everybody at work knows that I stream. Um, which
Oh, okay. Okay. My mom tried to get me to mention it at a family dinner
ooh,
during Christmas because,
yeah,
I mentioned the
yeah. No, it's
critical
the big
rate.
news. You have to say the big news, son. Uh,
I I
tell
avoided it.
everybody
I
about
avoided it.
Fortnite Ninja.
I I I narrowly avoided it.
Yeah. Okay.
Nobody
Well, that's
but
good.
my uncle understood what streaming was. Like my uncle's like a nerd.
Hmm.
I don't want to frame it like that, but
No, fucking
he's
drag him, dude.
he's a nerd. He's a nerd. I'm sure he wouldn't get offended by that. Nerd's not even an insult.
Uh, so yeah, I don't know. I guess that's kind of the end of it. I feel extremely so like I didn't tell my mom. I guess my mom knew that I streamed, right?
Mhm.
Um, like I don't remember when I told her, but it was fairly shortly after I had started. Because I think I did it out of necessity. Because like her room is like right behind my room, and
Mhm.
very often she'll just like if I have my door closed, she'll just knock repeatedly until I go to the door. So out of a bit of necessity, I was just like, hey, I'm gonna let you know when I'm streaming, and if I am, please don't do that because it's a little embarrassing. um but I never told her how to access my Twitch channel or anything,
Okay. Okay, that's good. That's crucial.
but she found it.
Oh no.
Yeah. um
Uh
because when I don't even know why I did it, because it's like I probably shouldn't have done it, but I noticed when I was setting up my Steam store page for Bounty Below,
mhm.
Valve has a slot that's like, if you have an official developer Twitch account, link it here. And I was like, well, I'm about
Oh.
as official of a developer as I can be, so I linked my Twitch. I was like, surely I can't get in trouble for this. And yeah, my mom followed the breadcrumb trail there, I guess. So yeah, that was embarrassing. I hope that she
No.
doesn't watch my streams, but she definitely went through a lot of my VODs, which is real bad. Really bad. She fucking shared my VODs to my fucking grandpa. Like,
Oh my god.
yeah. It's
Oh my
pretty
god.
bad.
I feel bad for laughing, but
I had to live
that's
through
the
it.
situation
Thankfully,
right there.
thankfully she has enough self-control that now that I have told her, please don't. I think she respects that mostly. I guarantee she still goes to the VODs when she's bored and like, let's see what my son's up to. But I would rather it be the VODs than me live, right? Like, unless you're
Typing in
Small
chat.
Ant or something, I don't think most people can tolerate their mom being in their Twitch chat.
I've
So,
considered I've considered like that scenario.
mm-hmm.
I just can't imagine what they would say.
your
I
your
just
your
can't.
parents if they saw it, or
Yeah. Yeah. Or if they
I don't
went into
know.
my live stream and typed in chat.
I feel like yours is infinitely less embarrassing than mine. Like I really fucking put myself out there. Like I wear it on my sleeve, dude. I don't hold much back. Uh, I don't know. I feel like your parents would just be like, "Oh shit, dude, he's cracked. He's fucking sick. He's sick at SM64." Okay. So I'm curious then. Well, if you at any point decided that, you know, you didn't want to do speedrunning, like, I mean, for one, is that even a possibility that you would come across that, or do you think that you'll just be speedrunning long into the future?
Speedrunning is just like a part of me now. I feel like
I mean, you've been
unless my
doing it for a
hands die
while.
on me, unless my hands die on me, I don't see myself stopping. Like at least consuming speedrunning content,
Sure.
but like may, maybe in the future, like if I have like a full-time job or something,
Yeah,
I'll
well,
quit.
that obviously makes it harder. Um, and if that's the case, that you know, you're out of drive or ability to speedrun, um, is that the end of your streaming?
uh I can't say until it happens, you know. I don't
Well,
even know, dude.
I mean that's kind of like, well, there's a precedent at least that that's what you do on your stream. So if you think that you would stream without speedrunning, what do you think you'd be doing?
I don't know.
More Osu?
No, no more Osu, no more Osu.
uh,
Osu actually destroys hands.
a bit. A bit.
um, which is why I don't play it often. And
Did you ever get to like the insane charts or you...
oh, I at my peak,
Yeah.
this was like in 2016, I got to like number 4,000.
Wow, dude.
Yeah. Now I'm
All
like
right.
20,000 or something because like so many people have played the game now.
Yeah. I mean, it gets
So many
harder
good players.
as time
Yeah.
passes.
Yeah.
Okay, so since you don't tie much of your, well, I mean, really, you don't really tie anything. Well, you say that you enjoy viewership when it's there, but it
Mhm.
doesn't affect things too much outside of that.
Yeah. It makes me a bit nervous sometimes, like having a lot of viewers.
But lack of viewership is not that big of a deal.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you, I don't know, if you kept up streaming, you know, even if you've got like a full-time job and you're just streaming in the time that you get in between, um, do you think you would keep doing it if in like, you know, years from now you were still at 5-0 viewership average? Or would that be at that point enough to say, I'm probably done?
I don't know. I've been doing this for a decade already. Why not continue?
Are there any moments in the decade that you've thought about quitting it entirely?
um I don't know. I don't know about that.
I mean, certainly you've taken longer breaks, but,
Yeah.
you know, were those longer breaks in consideration of quitting or just because you weren't streaming and that's it?
I think it was just because I wasn't streaming. That's it.
Do you think there's anything that would make you quit streaming outside of maybe if you decide that you don't want to speedrun anymore?
Uh, just like if my hands stop working. I keep saying that, but like that's like my that's my thing, I guess.
The
If my hands
only
stop
thing that'll
working.
stop Moose from streaming is physical inability. For a guy who streams once every couple of weeks, he is dedicated to the craft.
If I just get it's completely random, honestly. If I just get completely burnt out of streaming, I'll just quit.
Yeah. And well, I mean, thinking about moving forward, do you ever have expectations for streams? Like, I mean, say you've been getting an average of like 5 viewers recently. Do you have that expectation when you go live that it'll be somewhere around there? And if it's not, are you disappointed?
No, I
No?
don't have much expectations like that. That's why I hide the viewer count now.
Well, I mean, you still get a sense of it when people are chatting, though.
Yeah,
Like,
true,
it's
true.
it's hard to avoid feeling it, even if even if the actual number is hidden from you.
Yeah, yeah.
So would you say that you don't really have any expectations? Like, you wouldn't hope that, in 1 year or 5 years from now that there's, anything else out of your stream? Or are you just solely in it for the sake of your own more or less recordings of speedruns?
Yeah, I'm pretty much just in it to like just do some speedruns on stream. Sometimes say some funny shit, like very rarely. And I want to do I really want to do more content than just like speedrunning.
Mhm.
You know, I I put
I mean,
out that weird ass music video the other day.
is all of it somewhat, because even that was like tied to speedrunning? Is all
Yeah,
of the kind of content you want to make still in the realm of speedrunning?
I guess. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna make like a lot more music videos because that was fun to make, even though it was literally just trash, low quality content.
Well, it's for the sake of a joke. Dude, I
Yeah.
I meant to talk about this on my last stream, and I probably should avoid talking about it too much here because it's not really relevant to what I'm trying to do with this interview or anything.
Hmm.
But I just saw something recently that really bugged me, where I'm gonna try and be as vague as possible so that it's still engaging when I talk about it on my stream the next time I stream.
Yeah.
It's a community that I wasn't aware was like even still around or active in any regard. But there is like a fairly active, very small, very niche community surrounding a particular thing that you can create things in. It's like a creative tool, more or less. And I got so fucking annoyed when like one of the community, like more or less the only person you could refer to as a community leader in that community, was like shitting real hard on people who make like meme things in the creative tool. They were like, this should be like a highly respected art form, and people who make these shitty meme creations are just too afraid and insecure of real criticism. I want to go off harder, but like, man, do you have anything to comment on that as somebody who made, what is effectively like a one-note joke of just like kind of poking fun at a particular thing on YouTube?
Dude, like low effort art is still art, you
Yeah.
know. Like if it's fun to make, then like do it.
So what you're saying is you're not insecure and you're not just making this purely as a shield to block off criticism. Is that what I'm hearing? I don't even know where you fucking get off making a claim like that. Oh my god.
Like,
Okay. And they were really defensive in the comments of the video too. They were like, I saw one other person who was related in making the video replied to a criticism of that part of the video. It's like a 2-hour long video as well. Not only is it a 2-hour long video, it's a 2-hour long video where 80% of it doesn't even focus on the content that the video is supposed to be about. It's just like them rambling about like 100 different tangents that don't have to do with anything, including, you know, for no good reason in particular, deciding to try and like humiliate and mock a part of the community that they lead. Someone else involved in the video commented to a criticism about that part and was like, clearly you didn't watch the first hour of the video, which for one, you should not need an hour's worth of context for what they said. Like that there is no, I don't even feel like the part they commented on was taken out of context. But regardless of that, as somebody who did watch the hour prior, I'm like, no, that doesn't excuse it. Like it's still a fucking horrible take. Anyways, all right, sorry. This is me going off. I'm getting too deep into stream mode and not interview mode. My bad.
It's all good. Good conversation.
Yeah. All right. So I don't know. Do you feel like I missed anything? Was that conclusive?
That sounds. We got a good 2 hours in.
Yeah, you know, it's about the time frame I was looking for. I was trying to shoot for 1:30, but 2 hours isn't that bad. Yeah. Good. All right. Well, thanks for talking to me.
No problem, dude. It was fun.
You know, hopefully you got out everything that
stuff. Glad I got to get some of this stuff like off my chest, I guess.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
not that it was like a weight so heavy.
I mean, for sure, it's just like most people don't get the opportunity, especially if like when you're live, if you don't typically talk about like anything outside of like the realm of the game you're playing, or, you know, talking about things that are specifically regarding the stream and not like what's going on in your life outside of it. Yeah, if you, especially like you said, you don't really talk to people in your real life about it, like there is really no opportunity to talk about these kinds of things. So
yeah.
So yeah, I'm glad to give you the opportunity to do that, and hopefully it wasn't a complete train wreck. Hopefully I don't use this first run of the interview as like a jumping point, and I'm like showing it to people, being like, hey, do you want to be on this? And then they watch it and are like, I don't know.